So I'm super excited to be here today with my dear friend and long-term coaching client, Adrianne Carter, aka the Face Whisperer. Adrianne is one of the UK and possibly the world's, she would say possibly the world's leading body language experts. And I've been working with her now since late 2017. I looked it up last night. I'd like to say it's been a good 7 years. No, we've had a lot of fun together, and hopefully that will come through in the interview today. And I've seen Adrianne change and grow and blossom, and it's been a beautiful journey. And we're still only getting started. That's the powerful and exciting thing about this work, is you break through to the next level and there's always another level. You can always keep building. So, Adrianne, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
I would love to start by getting you to give us some background as to your life and where you were and when we first started coaching and what led you to wanting to get involved with me in the first place.
Okay. So when we met, I had not long, maybe a couple of years after I'd left my very successful job. I was general manager of a global research company specializing in shopper behavior, worked all around the world with global clients, and I've been 2 years on my own and was doing okay, actually. The work was coming in, I was doing okay, but I knew there was something more. So my original question that I came to you with was, I want to be a millionaire. So
can you make me a millionaire? It was short and but sweet.
It was.
To the point, very clear.
Your marketing message was, I can help you get what you want.
Ah.
And what I thought I wanted was £1 million in the bank. Yeah. And I was quite determined about my £1 million. I don't know if you remember.
Oh my goodness, was she? Yeah. Crazy. You were very focused.
I was very focused.
It's all good, I might say.
Yes. I was very focused on that £1 million because I thought that's what I wanted. However, that does turn out to be still something I would like. However, it's not the dogged, I have to have, I need to have anymore. And that's been a big shift. I'm married. I've got 2 children who are not children. They're adults, 30 and almost 28. Oh. My kids are a big focus of my life. And I've always felt like there was something more. But I didn't know what it was. And I thought it was money. I thought the £1 million in my bank account was the answer.
Yeah.
That's not to say I still wouldn't like it, because I would, Adam. So please keep working your magic.
Still come.
It's still good. So yeah, I mean, since we started working together, I have had so many changes. Direction of work, who I work with, the kind of work I do. But ultimately, there's been one big shift, which I'm sure we'll get to.
So your intention changed only after a few months, if memory serves. From wanting the £1 million, it changed to something else. So tell us what that was and why did that happen?
I think, well, I know from doing the work over a few months, I was putting all of my happiness into this goal of £1 million. I'll be happy when I've got the money. And actually, what I came to realise, actually happiness was the goal at that time. It wasn't just the money. The money was what I thought was the answer.
Yeah.
And actually happiness was the answer. I was quite soon, but maybe a couple of years after we started working together, I came up with a joy process, because joy and happiness is something so important to me. And actually, that is the biggest transformation I've had. I am happy. I'm genuinely happy inside. Yeah. 95%.
Without needing.
I don't need the money. I've had the money. I just want to put that on the record. Still got the money.
Still not let go.
I'm still not quite let go now. I don't need the money to be happy.
Yeah.
I don't need the money to be happy. And that's been the biggest transformation for me.
Yeah.
Because I've achieved that goal.
Amazing.
And, we don't stay in happiness the whole time. We have ups, we have downs. But ultimately, I do have a deep inner happiness and peace. Even when I'm triggered and I've got stuff to clear and stuff happens, it doesn't shake that firm foundation I've now got.
Yeah. I love hearing that story because I think so many people can relate to. We're all out there chasing the money, chasing the success, the fame, whatever it is, thinking that that's the thing, and it's not. It's the happiness that we really want.
Yeah.
So you get to a place where you're happy by facing the parts of you that don't feel happy, right?
Yeah.
Facing the sadness, the insecure, not good enough, less than, because we look at these people who had money, have success, and we think we're less than them. And you can work through all of that without needing to actually change or necessarily leave the comfort of your own flat, run it, and get to a really good place where, yeah, you could have then allow it to come in, and it often does once you get to that place because you're already feeling like you're there, but it doesn't need to anymore.
Yeah. And it really doesn't need to. I know I joke about it, but it really doesn't need to anymore.
Yeah.
Because I have ultimately achieved something I didn't know I was looking for, but actually has brought me a lot of peace and happiness.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm not sure, you may have said it, but maybe I missed it. So what did you change the intention to from the £1 million? You changed it to you wanted to do something. Do you remember?
I think I wanted to do something that was more in line with my purpose, but I wasn't exactly sure what my purpose was.
Can I remind you what it was?
Yes, you
To help 1 million people.
It was that, yes.
And it was like,
It was that.
it came to you like you were out and about somewhere, and she called me, and I was like, wow, that is such a dramatic shift. It's almost like a 180.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And do you know what? I mean, we haven't actually spoken
No, we
about
haven't.
because it's obvious, as you can gather. Adrianne had forgotten what it was, but it changed, and you have actually, I would say, you could argue that you've actually achieved that.
Mm-hmm. I would not argue with you. I would absolutely agree with you.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which brings us neatly onto one of the, I would say, coaching miracles that I've seen you go through and experience. So TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how many followers do you have on TikTok?
I have 453,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow. Okay. Amazing. Now, Adrianne and I were doing some work, and Adrianne said to me, by the way, you didn't have, how many did you have?
At the time, 1,500.
1,000.
Yes, and we had a session on a Friday.
Session on Friday.
No, it was a session on a Thursday.
Okay.
It's a session on a Thursday.
Okay.
Shall I tell the story?
Well, yeah, you tell it, please. You know much better than me.
We had a session on a Thursday, and I was creating some videos because I create videos for my work, and I was creating for TikTok, but ultimately for LinkedIn because that's where my client base is. And I said to you this Thursday, I'm struggling with these videos. I don't know why. I'm really struggling with these videos because I'm very comfortable in front of the camera, but I'm struggling. So we had a session. You helped me clear something. I can't remember what it was.
Your goal was that you wanted to be seen by more people, and we put a number to it, and the number was 10 million.
10 million. I remember that, yeah.
And yeah, so carry on. Yeah.
So this was the Thursday. On the Friday, I made some videos, and they literally went bonkers overnight.
Yeah.
I think I rose quite quickly to 150,000 followers.
Well, the two numbers that stand out to me were the very next video you published went viral.
It did.
Out of the blue, nothing else was changed, and it reached 3.2 million. I mean, I'm sure it's more now.
3.6 now, but
it was 3.2.
3.2 million.
After a month, 3.2 million people.
Yeah.
Right. And the next video you did, I remember, reached about 2.8 or 3 million.
Yeah.
Again, nothing changed. You hadn't done her hair differently or
nothing
promoted it or anything.
No.
It was absolutely mind-blowing. And because of the algorithm in TikTok, all the other videos, which you've been doing for well over a year, none of them had taken off. You'd had a couple of thousand views, maybe 10,000.
A couple of hundreds.
Oh, a couple of hundred.
A couple of hundreds views.
Then it went to 3.2 million.
Yeah. Now I regularly have every week, on average, 2 million views a week on my videos.
Wow. It's
And
unbelievable.
the video I did a couple of weeks ago was 8.3 million.
Wow. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know. It's insane numbers. So at the end of the month after that session, where you got to was we tracked it, and your overall views had gone up to 10.2 million.
Yeah.
So you'd hit and broken through the 10 million in a month, which is mind-blowing. And anyone watching this will be like, but how did you do it? Must have done something. She did nothing different.
I didn't do anything different. At the same stuff, you can go through all my videos, there's over 400 on there now. They're all the same size, style, similar length, topics the same.
Yeah.
And just all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
After doing this work.
So the inner work will identify and then help you clear what it is that is blocking. What's between you and have a going viral on TikTok? What's between you and 10 million people?
Yeah.
How would it feel if, I seem to remember, I don't remember the exact specifics, maybe you do, but to get you to 100,000 initially was like, actually, that feels a bit overwhelming. It feels a bit scary. I'm not sure I want to be seen by that many people. What will that mean? All these sort of things, which everyone has, but you've got to kind of go a little bit deeper and start probing around to find out what the resistance is. Then once you got comfortable with 100, then we went up to
250 it was.
Oh, was it?
250,000 followers, and I'm now at 453. So I'm chasing the million on TikTok.
And it's happening, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's happening.
Yeah.
And you can see easily, because one of the blocks that one of the blocks we're working on at the moment is about how do you monetize that. And so far you haven't been able to, but
I have earned £139 on TikTok.
that's hilarious.
It is.
So theoretically, it should be pretty easy to make a lot of money from that sort of those sort of numbers, right?
Yeah.
But then the next block comes up, and a few people now, I know, myself included, have said to you, you have to write a body language book. You don't have one. It's the obvious thing that you would sell to these people. They're following you for body language. So what have we had to do to work? Because you had resistance to that, right?
Yes, definitely. And I was doing some work on the train this morning, actually, of the outline. And all the time I'm writing, I'm having to clear resistance. Because the feeling is, who am I to write a book? And if I do write a book, it can just be basic. It doesn't need to be a great, it can just be an okay book. Because there aren't any great ones out there. There's some good ones out there, but there are no great ones. So now I'm clearing the resistance and letting it be really good. I could knock out a book really quickly. Yeah. But actually a really good book, a really great book, that's going to take a bit more clearing.
Yeah. So those are the levels, right? You could knock a book out now, but you couldn't a week ago.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You've had
at all.
Like, it was terrifying.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Cleared that. Now you've gone to writing a great book, like the Body Language Almanac, the book of our times. That's the next level up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. And Adrianne's got all the tools to be able to do that yourself, right? Some of the tools I've taught you and some you've learned along the way. So you just keep clearing, but when you're on the train on the way down to London to do this.
Yeah.
Amazing. Wow.
I'd like to tell you about, well, you know about this transformation, but I think people would like to hear this too. So I hated dogs. When we started working together, is it okay to tell this story?
It is.
When we started working together, I hated dogs, like with a passion. I don't do dogs didn't do dogs in any way, shape or form. And we never did any work on this, did we?
No, really.
We never did any clearing around dogs, and I was frightened of dogs. It wasn't that I hated them, I was frightened of dogs. But a lot of the work we did was about letting love in, and I am more love in my life. And I was very closed off from dogs because they're scary, dirty, smelly, yucky. We never did any work at all. As a byproduct of all the work that we have done, I have a dog. I have a dog that sleeps on my bed with me. I'm the local dog sitter for all of my kids' dogs and family dogs. So we've got our stepmom's dog with us at the minute. And on Monday I have my son's 3 dogs, and I regularly have my daughter's 2 dogs. So we are like dog heaven now. And I didn't like dogs. And my family, who don't do this work, know I do this work and think, oh yeah, it's all right for you. And like every time I see them, they're like, I can't believe you are the last person on the planet to have dogs.
It's amazing.
And it is a massive transformation as a byproduct of all the other work that we've been doing together.
Yeah.
It's allowed that love in, because I really couldn't get why people love their dogs. Now I love my dog. Absolutely adore my little dog.
Yeah.
But I couldn't understand how people did.
Yeah. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Really fascinating.
Yeah. And those ripples do go through your life. You
Same with alcohol.
Open up to new. Oh, what is it?
So alcohol, when we first met, I was never an alcoholic, but I did drink regularly. Probably every night I had a glass or 2 glasses of red wine. Yeah. Most nights. I can very much take it or leave it. And we've never done any work on alcohol either. And, I just don't need the alcohol anymore. Yeah. I'm not reliant. I can enjoy a glass of wine, but I can equally enjoy weeks of never touching it.
Yeah, amazing. You see that is also linked into as you do more of the work, what you're effectively doing you're clearing out the heavy stuff. You're clearing out the darkness, and you're bringing in more light, and you're feeling better and better and better. So you don't want to bring in something that is going to lower that vibration. And sometimes, it's all fine. There's no judgment. It's like, it's fine. Have your no problem. But you'll just find that you won't.
I don't need a drink.
Don't need a drink. Yeah.
I don't need a drink. That's been a big change for me.
Wow.
Because I did stressful day at work, come home, glass of wine.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't need that anymore because I've got other ways of handling the stress that are, for me, much more productive.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Such a good story. The dog lady. And you do love dog. Whenever I call you now, there's at least 2 dogs in person.
It was always dogs.
Absolutely.
Going from never being anywhere near dogs, hated dogs, to literally having dogs around all the time.
Yeah.
But it is, even for me, as something, there's such a shift.
Yeah.
Such a massive shift.
The other byproducts, I know there's a really important one. A lot of people are going to like.
Yes.
What are the byproducts of doing this work?
So I have a very different life to the one I had before I started working with you. I had quite a stressful life. And even though it wasn't stressful, I was carrying a lot of stress from my former role as general manager of a local research company. That was very stressful. And my face was permanently like this. The camera didn't see it. And I actually used to call it the business name. I'm not going to say, but the business name, this was my furrow, business name, furrow on my brow.
Like Joe Blogg's furrow.
Yes, Joe Blogg's furrow, because it was really deeply ingrained, and I was constantly like this. Wow. Like, because I was stressed or angry about something, and someone hadn't done what they're supposed to do. And I said to somebody probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I said to them, of course, I've got this big deep line there. And she went, you haven't got a big deep line there, Adrianne. So I have. Where's the mirror? And that line had completely gone. Now it's very, very faint there now, and I've just shown it to you. You can't even see it.
I mean, we had literally had to get that close to see it.
It's tiny now.
Yeah.
I've had no work done. I've had no Botox. I've had no fillers. I've had no tweakments whatsoever. I do use moisturiser, but only Nivea cheek moisturiser. So I'm not using like fancy products. But I don't have a stressful life because I know how to, with your help, process my emotions, deal with my emotions, so they're not stuck within my body. So I'm not carrying them with me.
Wow.
And my skin actually is probably the best it's ever been for lines. And for my age, I think I do an all right. I'll be 55 at the end of this year, so I'm 54. And
you're very good.
Thank you.
55. Crazy.
But it's the benefit of doing this work, actually. It's the byproduct that we don't often talk about. This is the byproduct of doing this work. I haven't had to spend a fortune on tweakments.
Yeah.
But my skin is really good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Because I don't carry those emotions that cause the lines and wrinkles on our faces.
Yeah, and I don't often talk about this, but I am 68. Yeah. So if you can see where the benefits are insane. But sometimes people come into a session.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're in the middle of some big drama, but they come in and they appear heavy. Yeah. And at the end of the session, they get up and they look radiant and glowing. And I say to them, I should be charging for Harley Street facial aesthetic cosmetic procedure, because it's quite dramatic sometimes.
But in my work particularly, so I am all about facial expressions, body language, emotions. We wear our emotions, we carry our emotions. So if we're not processing them, they're there with you. Yeah. Processing those emotions, doing the feel it process, having that help to go through those emotions, creates good skin.
Wow, beautiful. And here you go, here's the case study. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's a crazy story. Okay, so give us a bit of a flavor. We've talked about it in quite a lot of detail, I suppose, already, but what is this journey about, do you think? And how has it changed you in general terms? How do you feel differently in yourself, and how do you show up differently?
For me, it's an ongoing process, and I'm not looking for perfection. I don't want to be perfect. However, I do want to be the best version of me and show up in my business, in my work, my family as the best version of me. We get triggered all the time. I get triggered all the time still. It's my job and my responsibility to clear that so that I'm not then, what's the word? I'm not then putting that onto other people. 'Cause, when you're in a bad mood, if you're angry, you go to the shop and we buy something, you're rude to the person behind the till because they made a mistake. I don't have that anymore. And that's another thing that I think I've let go of, a lot of anger over the years working with you. A lot of anger. I don't get road rage very rarely anymore. I used to get a lot of road rage.
Yeah.
And it was never about the roads. It was really about this other anger for different things, that happened or that I was holding on to. Yeah. I just don't get that anymore. I do have a very peaceful, happy, stress-less life.
Yeah.
Because I know how to handle it. That's not to say I'm never upset or I'm, never miserable, because I am. But generally booking a session with you and say, right, I did
need some help.
Yeah, help.
Yeah. I love those messages. And she hasn't beaten me up for months now, which is really positive. She's had much calmer.
There was a hotel when we first started working together that we used to go to all the time. I'd come down for a session every session, didn't I? And I would literally cry the whole session. And we used to joke. Do you remember? We used to sit there and I used to say that I would properly cry and cry and cry in this restaurant.
In the middle of a restaurant or a lobby of a really nice hotel in London. Yeah.
And the staff must have thought, well, we joked about it once. So I said to them, the staff must have thought you dumped me every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks. Why does she keep coming back to us?
She keeps crying every time.
Yeah, that's so funny. So funny.
I don't have those as much now, I have to say. I used to have a meltdown Monday or Adam. It's a meltdown Monday.
Yeah.
Now, book a session, please.
Yeah, you do become more solid and grounded, don't you?
And I would say this work has given me a really firm foundation.
Yeah.
And not that I was unstable before, because I wasn't unstable.
Yeah, you had a really great job.
Yeah.
You were successful, and then you're moving into your own sort of thing.
Yeah.
That is the thing, you see. We all look to and aspire to these people that we see wearing suits and a tie, and they're walking through Canary Wharf in the city. They look like they're busy. They must be important.
Yeah.
And actually, you often end up then coaching those people 5 years later, and they're broken.
Yeah.
And they were really uncovering, well, what's it really about for you?
Yeah.
To get to a place that you're at now, where you've got a foundation, because life purpose and living a bigger life, whatever that is for you, you have to have the stability and the foundation in place to really be able to step up your game. Otherwise, it won't even come to you. Probably won't get the download as to what you're, or feel the passion as clearly for what you're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
So let's talk life purpose. Nice segue.
Yes.
What have you found your life purpose on this journey? And if so, share a little bit about what it is.
And so it is to help people understand and communicate better than ever before. And there's a big chunk about authenticity. And I get clear on it. You've helped me be clear on it. And then it moves a little bit. I'm in a little bit of a moving bit at the minute. Okay. I kind of know, but I can't verbalize it as easily as I would like to. Okay. So it is to help people. So I work with global brands currently with their marketing, advertising, content, images. Most of those are inauthentic. They're not showing true emotions. So for me, my passion is to help these global brands show authenticity and connect and be aligned with their, they've all got their values and their ethos on the website, but actually to really connect to that value and ethos.
It's shocking, some of the images that they use. How is that selling your product or your brand?
So I train brands, I train security companies, I work with lots of different businesses, and I'm always training them about body language, facial expressions and emotions, which then leads me on to actually giving them a taste of this work that we do. And that I have found very fulfilling, very fulfilling.
Wow. That's really nice. I know you've had a few people come up to you after your workshops and presentations and almost in tears, and tell us a little bit about that.
So there was a young man that I did a body language. He works for a security company. At the end of the workshop on body language, so I talk about body language, I talk about facial expressions, I talk about how we can communicate better than ever before by understanding how other people really feel, and actually to be authentic to ourselves. So, if you're going to go and do a presentation, you need to deliver it authentically you, rather than how you think it should be. That being Mr. Professional or Mrs. Professional, you don't need to do that. You be authentically you, because that engages more and that connects to other people. At the end of the day, he came up to me and he said, "Can I have a chat?" I said, "Yeah, of course." Very young man. And it's just at the start of his career. And he told me some things about his life, and, he's involved in a few things he'd rather not be involved in. Struggled with his family situation. His parents hadn't perhaps gone down the route that he would have liked them to. So he had a real tough time. Anyway, I saw him. So we had a long chat. I introduced him to the Felix process, and had a little bit of a session with him on it. I said, just keep going with this. I'm here if you need me. I didn't hear off him again. And I saw him about 4 months later, and he came up to me and he said, "You've saved my life." And that was like, wow, this is what I do this work for. This is what I do this work for, because he's stopped being involved in the things he didn't want to be involved in. He realizes now that his parents' situation, you can't change that. That's theirs to change if they want to. But he could influence what he does. And brought me to tears, actually, because it was such a powerful feedback for me, really, that this work really does change people's lives.
And that there are other people out there who haven't found the strength or the courage or had the opportunity to tell you how you touch their lives too, because you're doing it all the time.
Mm-hmm. And interestingly, I do some volunteer work just once a month. And when I went on Monday, the lady there, she said to me, "I've been talking to someone but I said, 'All right, who's that?' She couldn't remember the name. We couldn't identify this person. She did some work with you about 5-6 years ago. And should you change their business?" I said, "Did I? What did I do? Who was it?" We couldn't work out why. "You did an hour and a half and you changed their business."
Wow. Did they go bust or what?
No. Doing very successfully, cheaply. So I was like, "You need to find this, because this is a great testimonial for me." So next time she sees her, she'll put her in touch with me.
How fascinating.
I didn't know that. Couldn't even work out who it was, because she didn't get the name and her description was a little bit vague. So yeah, this work is changing people's lives. That to me this is what we do it for.
Yeah. Wow. How lovely to get those stories. Life purpose, you feel like you're on it?
I'm on it.
And tell us, what is the life purpose journey? What does it actually mean to you? How is following your life purpose different to how you were living before, I guess?
I don't think I had a purpose before. I think that's why I wanted the £1 million.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a purpose. I just thought that was the ultimate goal. Because then I've made it to what? I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even see that bit. It was just the £1 million. And what the work that you've helped me with over these 7 years, I thought it was longer, to be fair, but 7 years.
It was longer.
Over these 7 years is we're always evolving. We're always changing. That's okay, actually. What my life purpose is now has evolved over time, very much so. And that's okay. I've had glimpses of it and like, oh, right, this is it. But then it tweaks a little bit and it becomes a bit clearer the more work that I've done with you.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. I know what it is, and I've known what it is for a long time. I think it was to help 1 million people. That I think it's never really strayed far from that.
Yeah.
But it's evolving.
Yeah, it's evolving. And actually it gets bigger, right? That's the other thing to say. It starts with an iteration that feels a little bit scary sometimes, a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But then you come to terms with that. You take the steps towards it. You work through the fears, the resistance, whatever it brings up. And then you get to a point where you could do it. Doesn't mean you necessarily have done it. You get to a point where you could do it. And then almost instantly you get hit with a bolt of lightning that here's the next iteration.
Yes.
And it could just be, it's always on a similar theme. Yeah. It could be, we can have 10 minutes. But
yeah.
Okay, well, right. How do I do that? And you need to sit down and reflect and meditate and plan and see what guidance comes in. What does that look like? How do you then go out and do that? What is the next step? And again, that's going to bring up fears and resistance. So it's an amazing journey.
It is.
And it's exciting, isn't it?
It's really exciting. I'm just going to say it's really exciting because when I think back to where I was 7 years ago to where I am now, it's been a roller coaster of excitement. There's been downs, and that's okay because there was stuff to clear. There was stuff to feel and to, deal with. But there's been some incredible highs too.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. What a lovely story. So, drawing to a close, your initial goal was to make £1 million.
Yes.
Where are you with that? Have you achieved it? Are you on the road? How do you feel about it now as well?
I'm on the road.
Okay.
Haven't achieved it yet, and that's a big yet because I do know it's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on the road, and actually, money has been a tricky issue over the last 7 years. I've had to clear a lot of stuff around money.
Can you hear it in her voice, by the way?
I can hear it in my voice.
So that's always a clue when I'm working with someone. When the voice goes a little bit, you know there's something that needs to be addressed there. So we're not going to do it now.
No. Can we do a life coaching session?
No, it doesn't feel like that. But we'll crack on with that. That's an interesting one, isn't it? You could feel like there's this whole bit of funny.
And interestingly, you pointed it out. As you pointed it out, I thought, oh, my throat went funny then. But so you don't always pick up these, and this is why it's so valuable to work with a coach.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have picked that up for myself.
Yeah.
But straight away, you've picked up, and as you started that, but oh, my voice went.
Yeah.
I would never have picked that up.
Yeah.
Without that.
There's nowhere to hide.
So there's still some more work to do on the money thing.
And of course there is. Otherwise, you'd have the money. It's as simple as that. Yeah. That is how it works. You clear whatever the box. Like clear, and then you can either take action or the thing will just come to you.
Yeah. Watch the space.
Watch the space with the money. Yeah, the money's coming, right? It's
totally.
I feel like you're super wealthy. Your energy is wealthy.
And money is coming in easily. I am. We did a session about 3-4 weeks ago, and we did a session on money because I felt like I'd reached a bit of a plateau. And since that session, money has literally flowed in. Probably my best since being in my own business this last month. And I haven't done anything extra to do it. It's literally coming to me.
Wow.
So yeah, there's some powerful changes, but not there with $1 million yet.
Yeah.
But well on the road.
No, but nice chunks of money coming in.
Very nice. Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
So that's great. So have I paid for my coaching fees by helping you make more money?
More than.
Okay.
Well, more than.
Good to hear.
Yes.
Good to hear. I hope that inspires people.
Yeah.
What would you say, whilst we're talking about working with me, what is it like working with me? What could people expect if they start to do some coaching?
We've had some fun. It's not all been doom and gloom. There have been sessions where, I come away and they're like, I just cried the whole session. You're probably going to go, oh no, I've fallen again. I have cried a lot and there's been a lot to release, and that's okay. You are very patient. You're very kind. You do hold me accountable, which I think is a really important part of the work that you do. Yeah. You give me a safe space to really show and say how I'm feeling with no judgment. But there's accountability of sorry, not sorry. You do have to do the work. So we want to get beyond it. You've got to do the work.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, and that is it. And we'll get you to that £1 million.
Yes.
More important than that, you feel wealthy. You become, in my opinion, you become the woman that you wanted to be.
Yes.
Like that, you've got that energy, you feel that confidence. So you become it, which I always find is really fascinating. You become the person you want before you get the things that everyone else is out there, and that you and I were both out there looking for previously. Yes. We both wanted the £1 million. We both wanted the car. We both wanted all the flash stuff. Now it's like, yeah, it'd be lovely to have it. It'd be great, and we gratefully accept it. But we feel really good as we are
without it. Yeah,
yeah.
That's the key to it, really. I don't have the £1 million, but you have helped me get what I want.
Yeah.
Which the truth was, I wanted happiness and peace, and I have that.
Yeah. For people who are watching this, who've maybe never done any work, who maybe haven't done their coaching, who are thinking about doing something, whether that's with me or just generally, what would you say to them based on your experience?
And I would say, have a go. Have a go, because you never know what it will uncover. I know, people book in for sessions with you and then they perhaps don't come back again. That's because they're too scared to do their work. But if you persist, just be a bit brave and keep being a bit brave and keep being a bit brave, keep being a bit brave.
Yeah.
You get some incredible results.
Yeah.
Don't give up at the first hurdle.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much, Adrianne.
Pleasure.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So kind of you to come and do this. And I hope that's been really useful for people. See you on the next one.